Alright, let's take a look at starting a new inventor drawing here. I'm going to be working on, this is a close-up of block number 1. We're working on this really quickly and showing you how to set this up and get it started. So we're going to do new. This looks a little bit different from your 2013 version, but the idea is the same. English, standard IPT, okay. Waiting for a second for it to load up. I'm going to take a look over here in my project browser for origin. Same type of things. I'm going to work on the XY plane. Yours came up in 3D mode. But if you look at the user coordinate system down here, it's where I want it. I'm going to hit XY plane. And then I'm going to draw a line. Remember, the first one should lock on. Drag it out. Click again. And then after that, you can do whatever you want to make the rough shape until you bring it back home. Hit escape, and now you're out of that command. Now, one thing I want you to do is make sure you only have the same number of segments as you're supposed to have. No little pieces sticking out or anything extra. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Okay. Step 1, sketch. Step 2, constrain. Perpendicular, there, 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 and there. You should get a warning. There it is. Hit cancel. Click here and here. Here and here. Last one. Done. Now it says 4 dimensions are needed still. So we've done our sketch, our constraint. Now it's time to dimension. Let's take a look at what we need to do. If I count these blocks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the corner. Dimension. Drag it down. Click on it once. I think that's where I can see it. I can type 7 times 0.25. That's how big each block is. And get my number. Height is 2 blocks. And I'm going to count these right away. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back. So this guy is 2 blocks, which is a 0.5. This guy is a 5 blocker, which is 1.25. I remember this one's a 3. That's 0.75. That one comes up as 0.5, which is correct. And it probably won't let me do it because it would affect the math of 1.75 minus 1.25 gives me 0.5. Height should also be done for me. So I'm good to go. And notice down here it says fully constrained. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Hit finish sketch. Goes to 3D. Choose extrude. Automatically comes forward. We're going to send it back. And the distance for this one I need to check is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 1.25. Hit OK. Now I've got a solid object here. I need to work on this face and cut out a window. So I throw a sketch. It's like putting a piece of paper on the block. Piece of paper right where I want to work. And it turns it towards you. I'm going to draw a line locked onto my yellow line right there. One line down. And notice how it says 90 degrees. I'm kind of constraining as I'm drawing. This one's off, and we'll say that one's off. But I did lock onto my top yellow line both times. Hit escape, constrain perpendicular, and then that should be done for me. It is. The next thing is 2-dimensioning techniques, size and location. How big is this square, and where does it fit on this face? So I'm going to hit escape. I'm back to dimensioning now. I've done my sketch, my constraint. It's dimension time. I'm going to say, excuse me, I'm going to do it this way. The bottom of this guy right here, I think, was 3 blocks across. So it's 0.75. The depth here is 1 block, 0.25. The distance away, which is my location, is also 0.25. If I did this correctly, I could dimension right here, and it won't let me do it because it's over constraining. That's your test. It's fully constrained. Finish sketch. Goes back to 3D. Now I can extrude. I can extrude that face or that spot. I'm going to pick this one. And remember, I want to cut, so I switch to cut. And I have to cut a distance. We shouldn't cut it in the thin air. We should cut it only as deep as the block, which is 2 blocks, which is 0.5. Hit OK. Now it's done. I need the same thing down here. I'll show you another technique. Put 2D sketch on here. Turns it towards me. I'm going to use the rectangle tool. And with that, I can lock onto that line, lock onto that line. Now I don't need to constrain, because when you use a rectangle tool, you know you already have perpendicular things. But I'll show you just to prove it. Perpendicular, that to that, already done. Hit cancel. So now I just need 2 types of dimensions. Location, from left to right, which is 0.5, and actual thickness, which is 1 block, 0.25. Finish. Extrude. There. Cut. And it goes in 3 blocks, 0.75. Oops, I missed. 0.75. Alright, now that block is complete and correct. I can go ahead and save this. I'm just going to save it to the desktop for now, and this is called block 1. Alright, a lot of times I like you guys to put your initials on those, so I kind of know who they are. You can put it at the beginning or the end, doesn't matter to me. Block 1. Save.